Hello and welcome back. This is Steve and the channel is Bucks Coins. Today I'm going to do a pre-decimal coin hunt. I'm looking for British silver. I'm also looking for the Victoria date run that I'm currently trying to do. So we're looking out for coins in both of those. So let's start it all off. I've taken a handful of coins from my British pre-decimal coin stack to make this hunt up. And this first one, there we go, the last year that these were made, 1967. What surprise we find one of these. This is a half crown, 2 and 6 as it used to be known, also 12.5p when you transferred it into decimals, when they were still used during the first couple of years of the decimals. Dated 1967, and the mintage of it is 33,058,400. I repeat, 33,058,400. Second half crown that I have is from the second year of the Queen's reign, 1954. The description of it is the crown above the shield of the British Isles, United Kingdom. It's dated 1954, which is 2 years after he took the throne. The vintage of this particular one is 11,614,900. A penny. This one is dated 1928. Let's see if I can get in a bit more closely. Is that better? Whoa! Come on, Butterfingers. Doesn't help having arthritis, does it? There we go. 1928. Middle of George V's reign. Came to the throne in 1910. Died in 1936. So that's a penny. Dated 1928. The mintage for that year was 50,178,000. 50,178,000. There we go. There we go, with the favourite monarch of Christopher Colette's, George VI. We have a 1 shilling piece. 1948. Dated 1948, 1 shilling. It is of the English one. You have the English lion, which is just standing on all 4 paws. There is also the English one, is also the 3 lions when they're on the shield, one above the other, or one below the other, should I say. This one's standing across the crown. I think that's the Edward crown, the Edward the Confessor crown. 1948, so it's just after the silver period, and the mintage on it is 45,576,900. There we go. This one is 1963. From our current Queen's reign. It is the brass threepenny bit, the multi-sided one. Mintage on it is 35,280,000. Has the portcullis, which is also used in the Houses of Parliament in their badge. I believe this is also was used by one of the Plantagenets family that produced the kings for the Plantagenets as well. 1963, towards the end of the decimal, towards the end of the sterling range, and we have another threatening bit from 1958, again Queen Elizabeth II. The mintage on this is 20,504,000. Again, the first portrait of the Queen, or our current Queen. So that's much more you can say about that coin. The third threepenny bit, which has got 3 pennies on it, is it? Or 3 pence written on it, and they are they're flax, I believe, is the actual plant. It's from 1945, which was the year that the Second World War ended. It's 33,942,400 is the mintage. George VI. And there's George's. So if we go from the end of the Second World War with that threepenny bit to the end of the First World War with this penny, dated 1918. It doesn't have the KN mint mark or the H mint mark. It's from the reign of George V. A 1 pence piece from that age. Let's get another penny. Again, George V. This one is dated 1930. The mintage on the 1918 coin, I do beg your pardon, the mintage on that 1918 coin was 84,227,300. The mintage on this 1930 coin is 29,097,600. Same monarch, George V. We've got another 1947 half crown. This will be from the reign of George VI. The mintage on it is 21,911,400. This one slightly differs from the Queen Elizabeth one in the way that the shield is different. It hasn't got the crown at the top, which the ones of Elizabeth II do. If I just bring it in, you can see there's a crown at the top. And the shield, which on this one is a standard shield, this one is what they call waisted. That means to say it pinches in at what would be the waist level of the shield, the middle of the shield. Either side of it you have got the crown, the King's crown with the King's monogram underneath it, and the date of 1947. It's George VI, who's the Queen's father, of course. Nice to see the difference in the half crown coins there. Here we have another penny from George V. It's from 1911. His father, Edward VII, died in 1910, so 1911 would have been the first year really that George V was on the coin. And I believe 1910 was actually Edward VII. Edward VII was on the coins still, even though he died in 1910. There we go, we've got a halfpenny from 1938. So that'd be George VI on the throne. It'd be the second or third year of his reign. Question: does anybody know what the ship is that's on this coin? Okay, the halfpenny, 1938. The mintage on this one was 40,320,000. There we go, we've got the final multi-sided coin from the handful that I picked, or the handful that I grabbed out of the box, and this one is 1962. The mintage of it is 51,545,600. Elizabeth II. This one's a bit grotty and a bit grubby, but still a valid coin. Let's have a denomination we've not had before. Christopher Collects has a favourite monarch, which is George VI, and he has a favourite coin, which is a sixpence. So here we go. This is a sixpence dated 1965. It has our current monarch on the front, and on the back is the four flower symbols of the United Kingdoms of Wales, Scotland, Ireland and England. So it's going to be the shamrock, daffodil, the rose, and the rose, or is it the oak leaf? The rose and the thistle. The rose on here is the Tudor rose. There are several of these sixpences on that I grabbed out. Seems to be that I grabbed a big handful of them out. 1967 is the next one. Same design on the back, although this particular mintage for this year was huge. It's 240,788,000 of them, and they were used between the 67 and when we finally done decimalised in 71. There weren't any more made after 67, or should I say had the date mark of 67. Some of the coins were minted, the pre-decimal ones, after 1967, but if they were, they carried the 1967 date stamp. Right, and the next one. Next one is a halfpenny, and this one is 1919. George V, 1919. This halfpenny on the back has Britannia instead of the ship. If you don't know what the ship is yet, it was of course the Mayflower. Was the ship that Sir Francis Drake used to use. Right, we have a shilling from 1956. It has got the Scottish Lion rampant in the shield. 1956 is our own Queen. So that's the Scottish Lion rampant. The mintage on it is 42,853,600. And if we go again with the shilling, dated 1955, which is our current Queen again, there's a difference between the two. This one has 3 lines, one on top of each other, and it's the English version of this coin for that year. The mintage on it this year was 45,259,900. That's 45,259,900. The next coin that we have up is a florin. The florin is also known as 2 shillings, 2 bob sometimes it's also referred to as, and this is the forerunner of the decimalised 10p. It has the Tudor rose in the centre of the design for this particular back. It's dated 1964. The mintage on it is 16,539,000. Around the outer side of the Tudor rose is the thistles of Scotland, the shamrocks of Ireland. I can't find the daffodils of Wales. Oh, it's the leeks of Wales, is it? We're using the leek, I think, on this one, on the floral design around the outside of the Tudor rose. The other 2 shilling I have in this particular one is dated 1947, which of course is the Queen's father, George VI's reign. This one has the Tudor rose in the centre with the crown above it, with the thistle, and I'm not sure if that's a shamrock. The thistle is above a letter G and the shamrock is above the letter R, and in the centre of the 2 is the Tudor rose. Very nice design, 1947. The mintage on this is 22 million. Where am I? There. Sorry about that, I thought I was closer in than that. The mintage on this is 22,910,000. I'll give you a bit longer to look at the central design. Okay. Just a few more coins to go. These are the ones where I start losing the grip with my fingers. The smaller coins. 1959, sixpence. Mintage on this is a fairly high mintage. It's 93,089,400. Elizabeth II. When I was growing up, I used to see old people struggling with sixpences and sixpences and such like. I couldn't understand why. Now having arthritis, I see the problem that they had. This is 1948, and it's a George. It has the cipher of the George Rex. This is the cipher of George VI, with sixpence on the bottom. Slightly different design from the previous sixpence, which was the flora of the British Isles. And there's just to show you, there's George VI. That's the last of the sixpences. I now have I still have 3 more shillings and a couple of pennies left. So, first one is from George VI. Dated 1950, and it's the English lion standing above a crown. $1950. This is probably I think this is the lowest mintage one I have for the shillings, and it is 19,500,000. Whoa, excuse me, I'm losing the grip of my fingers here. 19,328,400. Just flex my fingers a bit. This one again is 1948. Again it's the English lion above the crown, George the 6th. Just to show you on the front, there's George the 6th. 1948, standing above the crown, it's the English lion, and the mintage on it is 45,576,900. The last shilling is dated 1959, and it is the Scottish Lion Rampant. 1959 makes it Elizabeth II. There you go. It is the Scottish one from 1959, and the mintage on this is very low. This is the lowest mintage coin that I have of the shillings, and there was only 1,012,900 of these issued that year. Very low mintage. The next is a George V 1 penny, dated, oops, there we go, dated 1912, is it, or 1911? Sorry, 1920, my fault. I do apologise, 1920. The mintage on this particular coin is very, very large. It's 124,693,400. So there was an awful lot of these coins manufactured for circulation for that year. Britannia on this one is particularly a bit rubbed, although it looks okay, apart from there seems to be a little ding on the rim there, but still a good coin, nice coin. I like pennies and the older coins. This one is a 1911 penny, again George V. This is the second one that we've had from this year, and the mintage is 23,079,000. Now that's the last coin on this particular hunt. I just went into my PreDecimal jar and grabbed a couple of handfuls of coins out. I hope you've enjoyed this hunt, and that you'll join me again shortly for other hunts. If you're looking, if you haven't going to have a hunt, I hope you find what you're looking for. If, on the other hand, you are buying a coin, I hope you can get it for the price you want. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers by Christmas 2020. So in the meantime, as I say, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions for me, please put them in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. In the meantime, until we have another hunt together, ta-da for now.